Good afternoon. I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And we welcome you to our midday meditation. Today we're in Luke chapter 8, verse 40 through 56. Tyler?
So it was when Jesus returned that the multitude welcomed him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue. And he fell down at Jesus' feet and begged him to come to his house, for he had an only daughter, about 12 years of age, and she was dying. But as he went, the multitudes thronged him. Now a woman having a flow of blood for 12 years, who had spent all her livelihood on physicians and could not be healed by any, came from behind and touched the border of his garment. And immediately her flow of blood stopped. And Jesus said, "Who touched me?" When all denied it, Peter and those with him said, "Master, the multitudes throng and press you, and you say, 'Who touched me?'" But Jesus said, "Somebody touched me, for I perceived power going out from me." Now when the woman saw that she was not hidden, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared to him in the presence of all the people the reason she had touched him and how she was healed immediately. He said to her, "Daughter, be of good cheer, your faith has made you well, go in peace." While he was still speaking, someone came from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying to him, "Your daughter is dead, do not trouble the teacher." But when Jesus heard it, he answered him, saying, "Do not be afraid, only believe, and she will be made well." When he came into the house, he permitted no one to go in except Peter, James, and John, and the father and the mother of the girl. Now all wept and mourned for her, but he said, "Do not weep, she is not dead, but sleeping." And they ridiculed him, knowing that she was dead. But he put them all outside, took her by the hand, and called, saying, "Little girl, arise." Then her spirit returned, and she arose immediately, and he commanded that she be given something to eat. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them to tell no one what had happened.
All right, so, Tyler, the woman with the issue of blood,
Yes.
did she get healed by Jesus doing a miracle, or did she get healed because her faith activated Jesus' power?
She got healed because her faith activated Jesus' power.
No, brother, he did a miracle.
That's why he had to ask what happened.
Yeah, no.
Jesus performed a miracle by accident.
One of the interesting things that you'll find is that after this woman, that people all of a sudden had belief that if they just touched the hem of his garment, they could be healed. And you'll read in one of the other Gospels where it says that as he went walking, where they had laid people out, people were just trying to lay hold of his garment, and as many as touched him were made whole. Now, that doesn't happen until after the story of this woman gets out. Now, how did the story get out? Well, she told him, and the whole crowd heard him. Now, did Jesus do it by accident? No. But I want you to think about the wording of the paralyzed man who was let down by his four friends. And the Gospel of Mark says the power of God was there to heal. But guess who only got healed that day? Just that dude. Everybody else, no, they didn't get anything. Just that guy. But who could have gotten that day?
You had faith.
Anybody. Anybody who would have asked, anybody who would have believed, they could have received it. So, when Jesus says your faith is like turning on a light switch. The moment you flip that switch with your faith, the power was already there. All the power you need to light up your room is right there. But till you flip the switch with your faith, that power doesn't do you any good. And so, when you read these, think about that. And then I want you to think about the other thing. When the bad word came from Jairus' house, they said, what'd they come and say to him?
Trouble the master no longer, isn't it?
Yeah, trouble master no longer. Why?
For she's dead.
She's dead. And Jesus looked down and said,
"Do not be afraid, only believe, and she will be made well."
Don't be afraid. Keep on believing. That's what the Greek literally means. Stay in belief. Because Jairus believes it's going to be okay. That's why Jesus is coming with him. He went to Jesus. Who set the terms for how Jesus could heal his daughter? Jairus. Who set the terms for how the centurion servant could be healed? The centurion. Who set the terms for this woman? She did. She said within herself, if I can but touch his garment, I will be made well. And all of them had faith within a certain boundary. That Jesus teaches, and what we learn from this is that Jesus teaches them right here, stay in your lane of faith because the power is on its way. Don't flip the switch back again. You have some other thoughts on this one?
No, sir.
With that, I'm Brian Reagan. This is
Tyler Kelly.
And Lord willing, we'll see you back tonight.